everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Carly. I have been sober for over 3 years, and sobriety content is something that is highly requested on my channel. Click subscribe if you're new, if you haven't subscribed already. On this channel, I talk about all things fitness, nutrition, health and wellness, family, vlogs, spirituality, sobriety. If those are some of the things that you are interested in as well, like I said, please click subscribe. It really helps out my channel and I would love to have you. I just want to start off by saying that you do not need to be an alcoholic, or you don't need to hit a rock bottom before you decide to get sober. I know a lot of people who have chosen sobriety for so many different reasons. From my experience, early sobriety was the time where I would have the most triggers, the most urges to drink, and there are certain things that you can do that will help kind of calm those urges or distract from those urges so that you can keep pushing forward and get through that hard time of early sobriety. So here are my top tips to get you through early sobriety. Really quickly, before I get into this video, please click the subscribe button, click the thumbs up button. If you guys enjoy this type of content and you want to see more, it really helps out my channel if you subscribe. Then I can kind of get an idea for what type of content you guys really enjoy. And if you enjoy this sobriety content, I will absolutely make more. So please click subscribe, stay a while. I'd love to have you, and I hope that my video can help you in some way. So yeah, let's just get into it. So number one, I think, is pretty obvious, but I definitely want to talk about it because it is so important, and that is to stay busy. Find a hobby. I know a lot of people that get sober start to become addicted to the gym, and that's really what happened for me. That kind of filled that void for me. I know a lot of times when we take out alcohol, especially for somebody who is really dependent on it and it's a daily thing or it's a really frequent thing, to take that away feels like there's this void. So definitely find a way to keep busy, whether that's working out, cooking, hiking, journaling, whatever it may be. It's going to be different for everybody. Find something that can kind of fill that void in a healthy way. So another tip would be to find meetings in your area, AA or NA, whatever it is that you need. Find a meeting in your area. I personally don't go to AA anymore. I did for a while, and it did help me in the beginning specifically. It was really good for me to be able to sit and listen to people's stories, to hear what they went through and how their life has changed since getting sober. That is something that is like so inspiring, and for me it really pushed me and helped me stay sober. If meetings are not your thing, watch YouTube videos. That was another thing that helped me. I would watch sobriety videos on YouTube. That is something that really kept me motivated and made me feel like I wasn't alone, and it really made me excited about all the things that were going to come from sobriety, and they did come. The next thing would be to spend time with family or friends who either don't drink or fully support you on your sobriety journey. I know for me, a lot of my friends were, when I was drinking, were just that, just drinking buddies, and there was no real depth to our relationships. I didn't have a ton of support when I first got sober because I was living in Japan, really far away from family and close friends. And at the time, my husband was still drinking, and so it was really, I felt really alone, but I was able to do it on my own with no support. But I do believe that if I had people around me who understood and wanted to support me through that journey, it probably would have made things much easier. So if you have that support system, definitely lean on those people when you can and when you need to. Definitely try to stay away from friends that only want to drink when you hang out, or people that don't understand or support you on this journey. Some people genuinely are just like tone deaf when it comes to this, and they're like, oh come on, you can have one drink, like, or they'll put you in a situation where it's just putting your sobriety at risk, and those are people you definitely want to stay away from. I know it can be hard in the beginning because you feel like you're losing all your friends, but in the end, I promise it is worth it. the people who truly love you and really support you on this journey will still be there. So another tip would be to figure out what your triggers are. For me, one of my biggest triggers was the clock. So around 4 or 5 o'clock every single day was when I really started feeling those triggers. I really tried to deflect and distract myself from those moments. So 5 o'clock comes around, I'm feeling that urge, keep myself busy, do something else, distract. I've really found that if I can distract myself just for a few minutes, that moment will pass, that urge will pass. In the beginning, it was a little bit more difficult because the urges were much stronger, but it is possible. I've done it, many people have done it. You can do it too if you're struggling, I promise you. And like I said, the beginning is the hardest. It will get easier as time goes on. Like I said, I'm over 3 years sober now, and I don't even really think about it. And when I do, which I still do because I'm an alcoholic and that's kind of just how my brain is wired, I do still think about it from time to time, and I'll still get triggers every once in a while. The triggers that I get now are when I see either like on social media, I'll see people or friends drinking and having a good time, and not even like clubbing and like that scene, but like if I see people on vacation and they're having a drink, or people just casually drinking, I get a little bit triggered because I feel like, oh, maybe I could just do that. But I've found that if I just let the moment pass, again, distract myself for a few minutes, deflect from that urge and that thought, I find that that moment actually passes really, really quickly, and 5 minutes later, I'm over it, and I'm so glad that I just let the moment pass, because if I were to give in and have a drink, I would be absolutely crushed at this point in time. I have gone so long, and my life has benefited in so many ways from sobriety. My whole life would be turned upside down, and I'm not willing to risk it. I'm not saying that that's so easy, because I know that in early sobriety, that is so much easier said than done, because a lot of times as alcoholics, it's like once the thought pops up, that's it, it's a done deal, we're having a drink. But if you can just push through those first few weeks, it gets easier, and you will be so proud. Every time that you choose not to pick up a drink, you will be so proud, and you will realize how strong you really are and that you can do it. And as time goes on, the better things will get. You know, the brain fog starts to disappear, and you start to feel like yourself again, and you start to appreciate things more, and all the beautiful things that come from sobriety will slowly start to show up in your life, and you will be so glad that you fought those urges. It's worth it, I promise. Another thing that I do, even to this day, if I start to feel those urges, and like I said, most of the time I can just let the moment pass and it'll go away, and that'll be it, and I won't have another trigger for a really long time. But there are times where I like to go one step further, and if I'm feeling an urge or a trigger, another thing that you can do is really quickly grab a piece of paper and a pen, start listing the positive things that come from sobriety in your life specifically. So for me, that's a clear head, a happy, harmonious, peaceful family life, etc., etc. And I've found too, I'll start listing, I'll list like 2 things, and the moment's already passed. I'm like, okay, this is it, like I'm good. So give that a try too. If the moment just doesn't pass, grab a piece of paper and a pen and start listing all of the positive things that come from sobriety. So those are my main tips for getting through early sobriety. I promise you, like I said before, if you can just really push through those first couple crucial weeks, you can do this, I promise. Those first couple of weeks, like I said, are hard, but it gets easier, I promise you. If you're an alcoholic, truly an alcoholic, our brains are just wired differently, and we probably will have to deal with some urges forever, and that's okay, because they become less and less as time goes on. and they pass more quickly as time goes on. Like I said, 3 years later, I'll still get an urge every once in a while. I just distract and the moment passes and all is well and I'm still sober and everything's all good. And I know you can do it too. If you are somebody who is considering sobriety or who has tried to get sober and not succeeded, or you are sober and you're in those early stages, whatever it may be for you, if you enjoy these types of videos, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out and it helps me figure out what type of content you guys want to see more of. And it seems like these sobriety videos are really popular and highly requested, so I definitely would love to do more. Again, subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. I will gladly make more of these. I have lots of sobriety content in my mind that I can make for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.